Oh, camera time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chill Podcast. I got a guest today, Miss Candy. A lot of y'all know her. Some of y'all don't. We got a subject today. The subject today is, and for the should I wait till the viewers? Should I have typed it in first?
Either way it goes, it's live.
Okay.
And it's gonna go play back.
But then I'm going to have to repeat that all over again, right? Well, maybe I'll just wait to see if I get some viewers and get a couple of viewers. So now I want you to really, really think about this because
About the topic.
Yeah, about the topic. Hey, hello, first viewer. Okay, first viewer. The topic for today is, again, welcome to the Till Podcast. I am Monique Till. I am your host. Today's guest is Candy. And some of y'all know her, some of y'all might not. So the topic for today is, you was in love with somebody, you two were in love, but he had bad habits, or she had bad habits. Y'all decided to break up, but the whole time that you guys were separated, y'all was in relationships with other people, but y'all was still in love with each other. So, but the one who they had the biggest flaw or whatever made y'all separate comes back and he says, or she says, I'm sorry, I apologize, I admit I was wrong, I never fell out of love with you type thing, but all in your heart, you're still in love with that person, although now I got to add that at this moment when they come back, you guys are both single at this moment. But in other relationships, y'all still thought about each other because you both had good qualities. Do you or will you accept them back? Wait, let me go back. They come back and they say, they apologize for their wrongdoing, whether male or female. And then they come back and then they say, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. But we can take it slow. Try to, see where it's going to go. But the question to you is, would you take them back? Or, well, on the male version, would you take them back?
To me, it depends on what they did.
Okay.
It depends on what they did, because some stuff, I feel like you can't come back from.
Okay, like what?
Like physical abuse, verbal abuse, stuff like that, stuff that mess with me mentally, or stuff that was real detrimental, like, to my life or whatever, and then I wouldn't come back to you. I wouldn't even want to talk to you no more.
Okay, so, excuse me, what if it was cheating?
If it was cheating, now if I love you like that, I probably would take you back, but I wouldn't be able to trust you like that no more. So the relationship still would be right. It wouldn't be good no more because now I don't trust you.
So the thing is, why would you take them back if there's no trust?
Well, because I think that we still be wanting to hold on, like, okay, well, maybe they did change. So, like, if I'm still in love with the person, I'm probably going to give them another chance to see. But then, if the person keeps showing you signs, they keep doing the same shit, then,
But they coming back, not showing none of the bad signs, not showing none of the bad behaviors. So that means that in the back of your mind, you still holding on to this non-trust or not trusting them. Or are you going to go into it with a clear mind to say, my personal opinion is, if I decided to say I'm going to take you back, first of all, I'm not going to say it real quick. We can work at it. But I'm going to think about the reason why we broke up. If it was a trust factor, I'm not going to say that I'm going to even give it a try if I'm not willing to let go of what made me not trust. Because then it's not going to work anyway. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think it's, like, different for different people. I think it's different for different people. Like, honestly, like, anybody that I did used to talk to and I did love, and, I think that women leave faster than men in relationships.
You think so?
I think the woman, yeah. The woman go leave, yeah, the woman go leave before the man leave. A man will hold on longer and they'll do whatever. They don't care, because they gonna stay with their woman. They gonna stay with their woman. I think a woman to leave faster because they be so traumatized, be so much going on, they can't take it no more. And they did all they could try, so they end up leaving. So I think a woman emotionally, if they leave, once they leave, I think it's done with. I think it's done. Like for me, I don't be in love with nobody no more.
But I view it different. I view that women hold on longer than me. Like if a man cheats or whatever on a woman,
they hold on, but they don't say I'm gone for good. We have a man ever really broke up with you and said, you know what, I'm done with you.
When you stayed and you stuck it out, because women will stick it out. They can know their man cheating, and they'll still be with him, and they'll still love him. And do you agree or not?
Yeah, I agree.
Because you said that they'll leave first, but a woman will push and push and push, hold on and hold on and hold on, because her love is so strong, and then eventually it'll be that boiling point, and she just break.
Right.
But when she breaks, she break it for good because she knows that it's not there no more.
But that's the thing. See, a lot of times men, I feel like they don't stick around. They're not going to stick around through our bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. So most of the time, women, we don't really do too much. And I ain't going to say women don't, but it's because if they do, they had it real good. The men most likely don't know. But I think that I don't think a man going to stay around through one bullshit. So I think that the man will stay around longer because that's what they comfortable with. That's their home. You know what I mean? That's what they used to. I think a woman, they might stay longer, but they still will leave quicker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They stay longer, but they'll leave quicker. Because we didn't exhausted everything. So that's when we come back to your question, when we go back. I think once women leave, like you said, they go through so much, and we leave emotionally first, mentally first. Once that's done, you're really done. You're kind of done. Unless we used to you and we want to be with somebody that we used to, and then we come back and just be with you. But me, I don't be wanting them ass no more.
Okay, so my question is, have you ever had the public out? Have you ever had a relationship where you had like an abusive relationship? He was verbally abusive, mentally, physically abusive, even to the point of sexual abuse. To the point where he knows that you really don't want him to touch you. You don't want him to touch you no more, but he's forcing the sex, like you're gonna do it to me anyway type thing, or and cheating, and you went back, you broke up with him and you went back, and you kept continuously going back.
Yeah, I have done that. I have been in a physical abusive relationship where I went back and forth, and then after a while, it was like, look, a person not gonna change. That's one thing, you can't change nobody. So what you need to do is just get the fuck on and change yourself.
How long did you stay?
Let me see. Well, I've been in it like a few. The first one, it was actually a few years because it was with my kid's father, my first kid's father. Yeah, and once you don't want to be around nobody you scared of, even though you might love a person or whatever. After a while, you don't want to be around them, so you gonna do whatever to get away from them. So going in, you don't know a person abusive. Until that day they abuse you. So they don't show no signs like
that. So how long did you stay in that relationship?
The first one I stayed in there for a minute.
Comments. How do you get the comments to come up? Cause
I think you gotta hit the
share
message button down right there, right?
The message. No, that's the message. How do you make the comments? So I guess I gotta get a comment. Don't hesitate to ask a question, make a comment, because we're just general, just speaking on everyday life. So, how long did you stay in that relationship?
I stayed in there for a few years, actually. Okay. Yep. I was young. I was a teenager.
Okay.
I was a teenager, and I didn't know no better.
And then you said you turned around, and then you had another relationship that was abusive and Was it any difference in it?
I don't think.
In the second one?
I think the only difference. I think the only person that wasn't different was me. Honestly, you know, abusive person gonna be abusive person. I think that is what you attract or what you accept or whatever. So I think at the time I had maybe just wanted to be with somebody or had low self-esteem or felt like I couldn't get better or whatever, and I was going through stuff on my own. So I think that was more of what it was.
So now
it's attracting it.
So do you think that person came into your life? Would you say it came into your life at a weak point?
At a weak point, yep. At my weakest point.
Was both of those relationships at a weak point?
No. The first one was, like I said, just sudden. He wasn't like that for a long time. And then it was just sudden. And then the second one, he definitely got me in my weakest moment.
Okay. Now, my question is, what do you think brought that out of him? Well, we know a lot of times they already be in them. They just cover it up, put a mask, a veil on, just to get you. And then once they get
angry at his own life.
Okay.
He was angry at his own life. He was
so you thought he took it out on you?
Yep. And I think that also the way he was raised.
Okay. And what you mean by that?
His mama was like that. That his mama used to fight her boyfriends in front of him and stuff like that. This is stuff that he used to tell me before all this.
So his mama fought the boyfriend.
Yeah, they used to be fighting in front of him. So I think all this is just how people be raised too. What they be around, what they see, what they think is okay.
Like with children, and whatever a child attracts to see in the peripheral vision. Yeah. Then and some because people fight and then they make up. And then they grow up to thinking that that's the way to be.
That's normal. Yeah.
But that's not normal.
Yeah.
That's clearly not normal. Yeah. So with that being said, we have to be careful what we do around our children. As far as like when you're in a relationship or marriage or that type of stuff, because your children, especially
what you accept around them, what you let them see that you accept, like what they think is okay, they go be like you. They gonna do what you do. Accept what you accept.
Okay, so the first relationship, we're gonna go from the first to the second. The first relationship was what kind of relationship? Like, what was the abusive part of it?
It was physically abusive, it was verbally abusive, it was mentally abusive. It was horrible. That's what it was.
And the second one was what?
The second one, actually, I was in treatment, and they say don't meet nobody while you're in treatment. And that's where I met him at, and it was kind of far away. So the people that knew him already knew. They had already told me once we got back to the city, like, you didn't know he was like that. I didn't know. I met him somewhere else. So, but anyway, it was my weakest point, like I said, and.
Was it the same behaviors of the first one, or was it something a little bit more different? Which one did you stay in the longest?
The first one, because we had kids together. We had a baby together.
Okay, so that one you stayed in longer. But was all the abuse the same? Like, was both of them mental, both of them physical, both of them, or it was something a little different from the other? That, like, when it comes to it, because some like one might have 3 abusive traits. One might have 4 abusive traits.
They both had all of them.
They had the same traits.
Yes.
So, do you agree or disagree that was like something that might have stemmed in your life that attracted those type of people?
No.
So why do you feel like you attracted them type of men?
I don't think
at that moment.
I think that I just going through what I'm going through, what you go through in life. You can't help who you meet. I don't think nobody come with a handbook or how they gonna be. It's just on you, what you accept, what your value is, and then you will do better. That's how I feel. I think everything is a lesson.
So you feel like
what I went through was a lesson.
You had a low self-esteem at that time?
At that time, I wouldn't say it was low self-esteem. I would just say I was accepting shit that now I wouldn't accept.
Right. So what changed? What changed about you?
I changed. I know I can get better. I know I deserve better. I know that ain't love. And I know that I don't want to be with nobody I got to be scared of. that I gotta be worried about, that I gotta be crying overnight, chasing, none of that.
So let me ask you, did you jump up out of your kids to be in that, to try to make that relationship work?
Yes, I did.
And what were some of the things that you done?
Just
if anything get too deep,
I mean,
just, I don't want to answer that.
It was just stuff that I wouldn't do normally, like, just dumbing yourself down, basically.
She said
dumbing yourself down, dimming your light, walking on eggshells and stuff, can't be yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And I think that's the worst.
Yeah, can't be yourself.
Being in a relationship and you can't be who you are because you're like you said, walking a thin line. It's like, I can't talk this way, or I can't laugh this way,
right?
Or I can't, smoke this way. Or
but the thing about abusive relationships is you don't have to be doing nothing. Mm. You don't have to be doing nothing. You can sit here and being quiet. It's just how he is right now. And an abusive person will walk up to you and hit you.
Well, dang.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't got to be doing nothing.
Whoa. So, have you ever been like to the point where you was like abusive, where people could notice and see, like your family and your babies and stuff?
I wasn't around my family. Basically, I was isolated from my family.
That's what I was going to ask.
I was isolated from my family. I wasn't able to answer the door and stuff like that. The front door, when I got visits and stuff, I couldn't answer. I couldn't have company. I couldn't go nowhere, hang with my friends, nothing like that. I was really just basically in a house all the time.
You even
getting abused when I wasn't even couldn't even go out the house and still having a reason, right? So, like I said, it don't be you, it's definitely them. So I don't ever think it's you. But
that's deep.
Yeah, so I didn't really have friends and stuff. And if I did have friends, he would think I was sleeping with them. It could even be female friends. So
really,
yeah.
So do you feel like he wanted to control you?
Yes, he was controlling.
Okay.
He was very controlling. I couldn't look at nobody. The clothes I wore, he bought. He would go shopping with me. I'd try them on. And then he'd buy me big clothes on purpose.
Really?
Big clothes on purpose, yep.
I could do that.
Yep. I was in school, and the security guard actually had a security guard that was I was real close with. He knew what was going on with me. So you couldn't wear like certain stuff to school, but he would let me wear it to cover up like the bruises in my face and stuff. Like I was able to wear sunglasses and stuff in school.
Oh,
because he knew, he'd be like, it's an exception for her.
So did it ever come to a point where like a Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? Did you have to fight your way out? How did you get out?
Well, so after a while, he had stopped. Once he had lost like the control, like he couldn't pay for nothing no more. Basically, like couldn't pay the bills or nothing. He couldn't pay bills or no. So I started paying them, and I was able to get out more. Like I signed up for school. So I can have a way out the house too. So I went to school every day, all day. Like if I had tutoring after school, I went to get my medical assistant certificate. I caught the bus. I don't care if it was cold. I went and I went to school and I worked and I saved up my money and I moved.
Well, he was there or he was gone?
He was
How
still
did
there.
You move?
He was there. We had actually moved out with one of my family members. I won't say to be on the podcast.
Okay.
But we had moved with one of my family members because we couldn't like pay our rent and stuff no more. And he was there, and that's where he was at when I left. And I went and found me an apartment on my own. And me and my son, I left one day. I had met somebody else. I had him come pick us up, and since that day, I never looked back.
I was about to ask that question. I was about to ask that question because I really do want to know, like, hey, viewers, if you got any questions or you got what's the deal, Queen? If you got any questions or any opinions or thoughts, please share. I was about to ask that because I think that, and I might be wrong, so that's why I'm asking, that a lot of times people feel like, or not so much feel like, sometimes it takes somebody else to come in your world in order to shift, not all the time, but like you said, you met somebody else and you was like, you was out. Do you think you could have did it if you had not met nobody?
Yeah, because I was tired anyway at that point. Okay. I didn't want to, I was scared to be around them.
Okay.
And you know, who want to be with somebody that they scared to be around?
Wow.
And you know, when you're in an abusive relationship, you are mentally fucked up too. So you thinking the whole time that they might not keep doing it. They gonna stop. They gonna stop. Or if I do this, if I don't do this, they won't do it. Or if I act like this, they won't do it. It's nothing you can do or can't do that's gonna change it. They're gonna still be abusive until they go get their own mental help. They gonna still be the same way. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna stop. I don't care if you cover with that, with your face covered every day, your whole body, it don't matter.
So would you say that you thought that was love at that time? Did you ever feel like that was him just overly loving you? Like, he's just so in love with me.
No.
That
I didn't feel like that was love.
Not even after the first time, after he hit you and then he apologized, or he told you wasn't gonna be nothing and he apologized, you know?
I don't know. I was so young. It started when I was 15.
Okay, what about another relationship?
The other one, nope, I thought he was just crazy. He was just abusive.
Okay. So, with that being said, once you got out, did you sit back and think about what you could have done different, or I know it was regrets. I know you had to have some regrets. Because do you feel like that was time wasted?
Yeah.
You know, did you feel devalued as a woman afterwards?
No.
I
didn't, because I know that's them. That's all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I know that's all they personal issues on their own, because I know what type of person I was during the relationship, and I never cheated on him or nothing like that. So he never really had a reason to do it. He just did it because he had his own mental issue. He was just controlling it.
So do you feel like, you did say that you feel like that was from something stemming from upbringing or something that happened? Because I express this and I say this a lot, that I think a lot of the things that we go through, it starts from things from our youth or our past.
Yeah.
And we bring it into our future. So when you get older, it's like you think certain things are okay. If you've seen it, if you lived it, and then next thing you know, like the Argentina, we fighting, but then we making love. You see your mom, not to say your mom, but you see your mom, you see your sister, your brother. So what about your family? Like, how does your family feel? Like, did they want to come over and crack his head? Did you stop them?
No, my family didn't know.
Because you was so isolated
from your family. Yeah.
So, like, when people would try to call you and, like, what's up, we having a picnic, and, I mean, what would be your excuse why you couldn't get there? Like, what would you say?
Sometimes, I couldn't answer the phone sometimes.
But when you could, what did you say?
I don't think it was times that I could. I'm in an abusive, controlling relationship.
Like when you go to school, you can't go to school, but you so...
Yeah, that's the time I had to myself, my free time.
So, like, say a family member never called, like, oh, Candy, come on, you know, pull down on me. We want to go to the park, or we having a picnic, or your niece having a birthday party, like, that type of thing. Did he have to go everywhere you went? And, you know, we're speaking for two relationships, so that's what I'm trying to find out the difference.
It was so long ago. Keep in mind, it's like 20 years ago.
But that was the first one, but you had one since then.
The second one, oh, no, he didn't go nowhere with me. I still went where I wanted to go and stuff like that. He didn't have shit, so it was like it wasn't no real relationship like that. It was like a trauma bond. That's what it was. It was a trauma bond.
Because I ain't never heard of it.
It's when two people going through the same stuff and they connect on just that simple thing
that
they
trauma
going through.
Bond.
We both was on drugs, okay, and that's the way that we connected, was by drugs and alcohol and getting high together and that. It wasn't no real, like, you know, like the first one. We had a child at home together, different stuff. That one was, like I said, I was going through something with myself. You know what I mean?
And then how long did you stay in that? You said that only 2 years.
Not long. That only lasted for like maybe 6 months.
So did you see any signs, like, you know, before he started? He had to be a sign, like maybe from something he had to...
No, it was no signs. No, he was like a devil in disguise. He was a devil in disguise.
Devil wear Prada.
But that man couldn't stay on too long.
Yeah, because you could only hide behind that man.
Yeah, but he was perfect, and it was only because, keep in mind that when we was in treatments together. This was a big building, and we just be, you know, it was something to do. You know what I mean? When it was nothing to do. So we just ended up carrying it on when we left, like, you know, hanging around each other. But and he's doing life right now. So.
Wow. So now, what you saying that? Do you feel like what he going through now could have been what is that, like, I would say payback or the karma?
Yeah, that was his karma for sure. Because I wasn't the first woman that he did that to. Actually, when I had Googled his name, because well, this is a story for another time. But yes, I do Google people's names now that I'm in relationships with. Okay. And I Google his name, and he was on domestic violence registration. I didn't even know it was domestic violence registration. So the stuff he had been doing for years anyway. So his time was just coming anyway.
So did he go to jail for that?
No.
Something totally different. But it was still violent?
It was still violent. It was still sick. It was still within something that he'd do. It was still part of him, a devil, a demon. He had a demon, demonic spirit on him.
Wow.
Both of them did, actually. That's what I think it is.
So do you feel like at any point you prayed your way through this?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
To be able to stand here today?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, because I can only imagine my nights when I'm alone. I can only imagine just praying like, God, get me out this. And has it ever been a time that God made a pathway for you to get out, but you still stayed?
Nope. Once he made that pathway for me, I was gone.
What'd you say?
When you seen that pathway for me, I was happy.
You said you seen that sign?
Yes, I felt free.
Yeah.
I felt free.
Today, how is your relationship now? Okay, wait a minute. Question before that. The question before that. How long was you single after that?
After that, so first I had to go do my own self-love, find myself. You know what I mean? It wasn't about a relationship. It was about me. I found myself, and then love found me. Then God sent me who was right for me once I was right for myself first.
Did you ask God for it, or he just came? Did you?
I actually knew what I wanted, knew what I deserved, and that's how it came. And
when you talk to God, did you go into details and specific, like, I want to have this kind of heart, I don't want him to be abusive? Because they say when you go to God,
into details.
Yeah, they say when you go to God, you got to be specific.
Yeah.
To what kind of mate that you want your soul to connect. Because I was talking to a young lady, a lady at the park yesterday when I did the other podcast, and she said, she was talking about a similar conversation, but she said she went to God and she said, God, send me the mate for me. My soulmate, send me the mate for me. But I want you to send it, not let me find it. But she said she didn't go into details and she felt like she found the mate. So Letha was like, well, you just asked him a mate for you. How do you know that he's a mate for you? She said, because I asked God to send him. So she said, but you didn't go into details. What kind? He could probably be this way right now. And
well, if he's sent from God, then he gonna be the right person.
That's what I had to try to explain to her. Like, if God sent it, it ain't gonna be no mistake. Now, let me ask you this: how did you know he was sent from God?
That's a hard question because
that was deep.
It's deep because I still don't know. I still don't know. Yeah. See, sometimes it depends. See, God send you certain people, but He send you certain people for a certain amount of time. I still don't know if this is my husband yet. So that's the person that I feel like is sent from God. Is my husband. You know, somebody that's of God like me. So yes, my partner is a good partner, and we doing really good. You know, we got a good relationship. But like I said, I still don't know if it's, you know what I mean. If that's, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
But when you met him, did you feel like?
I feel like, yeah, I did.
And what made you feel that way?
Well, I was going through a lot at the time, and it was like he picked me up out of all that. Everything that I was going through.
He brought the best out of you.
He brought the best out of me, yes. Yes, he seen my potential. That's what he always told me. I had a lot of potential. And
he make you smile even just talking about it.
He pushed me. Yeah, he pushed me. He pushed me to do better and be better.
Okay. So, did you have an addiction when you met him?
Yep.
And he stuck it out with you.
Yeah, he stuck it out.
He didn't give up on you.
No, he didn't. He actually took me to treatment a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, he took me twice.
He wanted you.
Yeah.
He said, I'm willing. She wasn't cleaning up.
The first time I called him back to come get me, the first day, I didn't want to stay. Then the second time I went, I called him back, I think, a couple days later. And when I went home and went on a dresser, he had been and bought me a whole bunch of cards that saying, I'm proud of you, you know, I love you, a whole bunch of stuff. He had been and bought me a whole bunch of stuff for treatment. But after that, it was like, I didn't even need it. Because I wanted to do better. Like, you know, I didn't want to lose the person I had either. I didn't want to lose my person over that. It wasn't worth it.
So you felt like he was worth the fight, and he felt like you was worth the fight.
Exactly.
So that's why you really feel like he was sent from God.
Yeah.
Because you can't think that you have a perfect relationship and there's no fight in it.
Right.
Y'all gonna have obstacles because people are different. Everybody got a different personality, different character. You know, they think different. But it's about y'all entwining your thoughts together and being willing to work it out. So do you feel like love is what? What do you feel like love is to you?
I think love is a emotion, but I really feel like love to me is loyalty. Love to me is loyalty, period. All the way around, sacrificing, working together, communicating, you know what I mean, understanding each other. Everybody got problems, everybody. And when I first said that, I don't know whether he was for sure sent from God or not, because, so we've been together for a few years, but keep in mind, I'm still traumatized a little bit, which I think a lot of women might be still traumatized from past relationships. So I'm still worried if it's just gonna last. Is it gonna be like the last? You know what I mean? So I take it day by day.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that because that's what we was talking about earlier. Dragging that old luggage into new things.
Yeah.
You got to leave that old luggage. You gotta, first of all, like you said, you gotta trust. And if this is a godly relationship, you first of all, you got to trust in God. You got to believe that God sent them. So therefore, you have to open up your heart to be able to trust your mate, because it'll cause problems.
Yeah, but it depends on how you is mentally at that point, how your mental state is. So, like, I still have triggers. You know what I mean? So, like, if you was to get close to me and do like this to my face, I would still jump. Wow. You know what I mean? I would still be scared. Like, when he get close to me, I still jump. And he'd be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, I'm sorry. And it been years. But
so you been traumatized.
I still have, like, triggers. You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of relationships, new relationships, I think they can have triggers from all relationships. They might see something that they seem familiar in their old relationship and think it's the same thing, but it might not be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people
say, Dana!
We about to be.
Here we go.
Yeah, we about to be done. Okay. Well, we about to end the podcast, but I just wanted to know, like, you know, so basically, no, you wouldn't go back if it was trauma in a past relationship, and they change. Because do you believe that people can completely change? Because in order to,
I believe people can completely change. Because I have, but I don't trust nobody that much to go back.
So everything should be forward.
Everything I'm keeping forward, yeah. I'm keeping moving.
I'll keep it moving.
Because I feel like if it was meant to be, it'd be.
Okay. All right, well, we got to end this podcast. I thank all these viewers that's viewing and the ones that are yet to come to view. Check me out on the Teal Podcast. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Candy.